In today's unboxing, we take a look at Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past. Let's take a look.
There are hobbyists among us, geniuses with the ability to play any game they want to. In 1978, a corporation known as The Interior isolated a young hobbyist named John and exploited his genius for their entertainment.
Then one day, their hobbyist ran away. With the latest Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game starting to be delivered into consumers' hands, I thought I would start off with the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shadows of the Past. This is the retail version. This is the one that you can still go out and buy. It is by IDW Games, a game by Kevin Wilson. It is recommended 2 to 5 players, 60 to 90 minutes long, with an age recommended for 14 plus. Let's go ahead and flip it over, take a look. And here we can have an idea of the components in the box. We can see what the turtles look like, kind of. Again, those 2 to 5 players, 60, 90, ages 14 plus. A little bit of lore, and then of course a printed components list. This is not a child's toy, ages 14 plus hobby gaming product. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past. Battle with your brothers through the streets of New York to defend your town from Shredder and the Foot Clan. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shadows of the Past is a scenario-driven adventure game by the designer of Descent, Kevin Wilson. Play as one of the 4 Ninja Turtles, or take on the role of the Shredder and command an entire ninja army. Featuring input from IDW's comic team, including TMNT's co-creator Kevin Eastman, Tom Waltz, and Bobby Curnow, this game takes the fight from the roofs to the sewers in a head-busting, sewer-crawling, dice-chucking adventure. Well, by the sounds of it, this is going to be one of those games where you either take the place of the Ninja Turtles or of the Foot Clan, and that is probably where it gets its 2 to 5 players, where one player, of course, is the Foot Clan, and then the 1 to 4 other additional players are your 4 Ninja Turtles. However, it would be interesting to see if this is one of those where you don't have to play as the Shredder, though I think you do. I think one person does have to be the Shredder side. And I think that's one of the things that they changed in the new one, so you can play it solo. But if it is, where you can play, co-op style with your 4 players, and the game plays as the Shredder, that would be awesome, because that means this could solo. But that we'll have to dive into it and take a look. Well, let's go ahead and crack it open. Mikey. Wrath. And Leo. Man, Mikey, you got all the love. Look at that. Alright. So let's see what we have on the inside. Well, up first we have a comic. Or are these the rules? No, that looks like a comic. Okay, very cool. So we have a special comic. Cool. And then we have the rule book. Let's go ahead and move you over and bring our lid back for our impromptu table. There we go. And then a written components list. Now, the only thing that I would have preferred, because here you're showing me all the components in the game, I wish these two were combined, especially when it gets here to like some of the cards or whatever, and some of the items, because who knows what all of these things are. But if they were tied to the actual components, you know, if they broke it up a little better, I think I would have preferred that kind of overview, that kind of components list. So it's nice to have, you know, pictures, but sometimes it's not as meaningful if they're not paired up to the actual wording. Oh, and then, never mind. There we go. They definitely went into detail. Strike that last. Way to go, IDW. This I love. Again, being able to see all the components up close, what they are, that is awesome. And then the setup. The villain player. So yeah, somebody's got to play the villain. So this is one of those two-player games where 1 to 4 is going to play as the Turtles, and then the 5th player, or the second or 5th player, is going to play as the villain, or as Shredder. And it looks like all the Turtles have their own custom dice by the looks of it. That is very cool. And I love the size of the font, the wording, everything is very easily to read. It's laid out well. We have some imagery, you know, especially here when they're showing tokens or whatever. Not a ton. You're not overdoing it, you know, taking up a whole bunch, but you know, where needed, it's there. I like that. Here we go. A nice overview of the terrain with some people on it. I am glad that this is only done in the headers. That would be hard to read if everything was there, but as it is, I like it. Winning the game, surviving allies. Very cool. And then a little overview here and some credits. The only thing, again, which it's missing is that index, that page numbered index. See full rules and pictures. That's kind of cool. I mean, here they give a little bit to tell you where to go back into it. But, you know, something like where it said attack, and then it said all the page numbers that attack was written on there, because attack might be different whether you're playing the Shredder side, the villain side, or the hero side. And knowing where to go, where it all is, might be useful. I don't know. But there's the rules. Up next, we have all of the tokens. Let's open that. Oh. So there are 2 here, and they look identical. So there are our 2 sides. So we have some stops, some KOs. These were, I think, if I remember right, they said that they were focus tokens. Yep, focus tokens, KO'd, turn tokens, and then of course your life tokens, so probably villains and heroes. And then 2 just blank blocking tokens. That's what those are. There we go. Well, let's go ahead and do a quick punch test. That punched beautifully. Very nice. And no real burrs or anything there. I like that a lot. Very nice. Beautiful. No damage there. I like that. All right. Up next we have, looks like some terrain tokens. Open up. There we go. And 1 punched for me. Pre-punch tokens. Gotta love it. That lets you know that it's a nice easy punch. And once again we have 2 of the same. So we'll go ahead and flip that so we can see both sides right off. And back to the book. So what do we have here? So we have some car tokens, shipping container tokens, Jetstream, so shipping container, Jetstream, car, question mark. Those are our objective tokens. And security doors. And trash bags, trash cans. Our drain tokens. And then here's some terrain by the looks of it. Yeah. And what are you? That looks like a gun of some type. What was that? Was that in here? Security cameras. They're security cameras. Okay. And once again, we can guess how these work because that one punched for me. So they punch nice. I like that. Alright. On to the next set. And these look like they're going to be our world tiles. Or play mats. There we go. So here, let's go ahead and move you off to the side. And these are numbered. Here, let's turn this way. Let's go back to you. Here we go. A 6A and 6B. So flip. Start at the beginning. Work our way down. So 1A. 1B, very cool. So I like that. So I'm guessing in the scenario, because it did say scenario driven, so that'll probably help where it says, hey, you know, put an X tile or whatever. So I do like that. A little office. No rooftop. Now this is there a rooftop with a swimming pool on the roof? And then a hallway conference room type area. And then another rooftop. So just it kind of lines up. And another sewer tile. Another road. Some more roofs. And the subway. Very cool. And then finally we have what I'm sure everybody is clamoring for. The miniatures, if I can get them out of the box. Come on. If I can get them out of the box. And there they are. Come on. And the cards. There we go. So, here we go. Adventure Books 1 and 2. And Adventure Comics. I like that. That's kind of cool. How it's written up. Kind of comic style. And then how it's all laid out. Battle 2. Very cool. We will flip through these at the end just in case there's some spoiler type stuff. I don't want to force people to see it. So like a lot of my unboxings where I'm worried about any kind of spoiler, I will put a brief little intermission, then come back and we will flip through these in more detail. Okay. here we go. We won round tracker. Okay, so here we have our round tracker. Shredder on one side, Ninja Turtles on the other. And then all of our dice. Alright, so here I believe our basic attack dice are the so you can see probably an attack and a defend and a double attack or a single attack. Interesting, 7 of those. And then the dice for the turtles themselves. That seems like an awful lot for Raph. No, set 8. So there are 8 of those black. And Raph has 6. Well, everybody else only has 3. That's kind of interesting. So I believe this is for the movement. So whether you can roll to move, single ninja star, double ninja star, yin yang katana, and then Mikey, and he has a double move, single move, shield, and a weapon. And Leo, double katana, single move, then the single katana. So it looks like everybody might have a little different going on, where Raph has the double throwing star, Leo has that double sword, Mikey has the double movement, and let's go ahead and take a look at Donnie. Ah, there we go, and I've already seen. So he has a movement, and then a shield and sword combo. Throwing star, single movement. So those would be the unique sides for the different turtles. And then onto our character boards. That is tight. Put that off. Alright. Yep, see Raph has 6 action dice instead of 3. However, he cannot share others' hero action dice. Ah. And let's see, are all the backs the same? Alright, so by the looks of it, we have villains and heroes. So let's look at the heroes first. Once again, we have Raph, Mikey. Oh, and that's interesting here. They even show all the sides of the dice. You can see that clear. And you can see here, this is the different one. Mikey, Leo, and then Donnie. And let's go ahead and do a nice little close-up, kinda. So here we can see they all have that, but it looks like Donnie even has that kind of doubled. And now on to our villain. We have Shredder, Old Hob, Cry. This is so cool. So many great villains in here. Foot Clan Bruiser, Foot Clan Elite, Street Thug, a Foot Clan Ninja, and then a Street Thug Gunner. Cool. Let's see how easy. Oh, nice. Then our cards. So there are all the Foot Clan cards. So I don't know what these are, so just in case, we will flip through all of the cards at the end when we look at the adventure comic books, just in case. And then we have some baggies to store everything in. And then our hero cards. And by the looks of it, a couple more Foot Clan cards. So, oh, one more. So, all of those. We will add these to our pile of Foot Clan. And then, of course, of our heroes. April O'Neil. It's an ally. Oh, that's cool. We can get some allies. And I think they even made expansions so you can actually get April and, say, Casey and whatever as a playable character. But we will go through those one by one in our potential spoiler section. Let's go ahead and take a look at the miniatures. And I love how it's not a snap-in, lock-in pack. So you can paint these up with confidence, and so you're not worried about ruining your paint job by taking them in and out. And there's a little bit of gap right there at the arm, so it's not too bad. It can be played off as the shirt sleeve. Him I like a lot. And then Cry. Come here, Cry. Keep it very flimsy. But that'll make it a little easier to paint. You can actually move it. But you'd be worried about breaking it. Moving it too much. Little bit of cleanup that needs to be done there. But for the most part, very nice. And then 2, 4, 5 of these guys. And that staff, that's a ridiculous sculpt right there. I don't get that at all. And the face looks funny, but I'm pretty sure that is supposed to be a mask. So I'm not too concerned about that. And before we get into the turtles, let's look at the rest. Here's our next guy. Oh, and there's one more of him, so there's 6 of those guys. Then 1, 2, 3 of him. And then our gun thugs. And I hate where this mold line is right here. That's going to be a pain to... And then some foot soldiers. And the rest of them all look the same. Yep, they all look the same. So now let's get into the turtles. First up is Donnie. Now his bow does have a little warping, a little bend right there. Again, those are easy fixes. Just get your bowl of hot water, stick it, the part that you want to bend or correct in the hot water, bend it to where you want it to be, then stick it in some cold water to set. So that is easily correctable. And Leo. Interesting pose. And next we're going to go with Wrath. It's a nice little yell face going on. And then my favorite of all the turtles, Mikey. Quite frankly, I think I even like his pose the best. For the jokester, he seems to be the most poised, ready there, just ready to get into the fight. Very cool. Well, that is everything for our spoiler-free unboxing. I hope this unboxing has helped you to determine if you want to go back and purchase this game. Well, up next, we have our more in-depth look at some of these other components that we kind of skipped over. So, just in case you head out now, I will see you next time. If you do want to see everything, here it comes. Here we have our adventure comic book 1 and 2. That I find a little interesting, book 1 and 2. It was always this one book. How did story 1 and 2 I can understand, but calling it book 1 and 2, it's a bit wrong, but it's okay. Very cool with all its set up. And then Battle 2. It's set up. And then a nice little comic. I like that. It's how as you're going through you have a little bit of story to continue on with. And then book 2, go Mikey. I like that. I like the layout of this. How they've kind of kept with that comic look, that comic theme. And it has that more original IDW Ninja Turtle art style. I like that. That's cool. I like that. And then up next we have books 2, 3. That is a funny looking Donnie. That's better. That's the Shredder. So it's going to be interesting to see how this works, since you have some people playing the Turtles, some people playing the villains, and continuing through the story. How that's going to work. If the Turtles lose, how they kind of keep the story going. Because, I mean, you don't want the villain player to almost seem meaningless. Like, you just want to replaying that battle until the turtles beat you. Oh, and then some more art design. And then here's the rest of our turtles. Miss Shredder, very cool. To be continued. Love it. And then we have our cards. We will start with the turtles. Oh, it looks like there's a couple. So here, probably allies and turtles. And then, of course, all the foot cards. Those. And let's go ahead and zoom in a little. There we go. So these must be location type tile or cards. And then for our turtles, very cool. For our allies and then hero cards. And then finally our villain cards. Well, that is everything for the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles board game, Shadows of the Past. I hope this unboxing has helped you to determine if this is something you would be interested in getting. And until next time, guys, I'll see you later.